And the end of Too Close for Comfort is up in 30 seconds here with our storm hunters. But let's talk weather for Sunday right across the country. We are going to see the rain ease off for Vancouver. Monday will be a nice day, but we are going to see a trough continue to dig along the BC south coast, and that's going to be bringing in some cooler conditions. Speaking of cool, it's snowing through the Elbow region of Alberta, and that's where we do have snowfall warnings in place. Today, Calgary was 13 degrees. Tomorrow, down to 8. Edmonton at 2. You could see some rain into Sunday morning. And Ontario, watching out for those northwest winds bringing in some lake-enhanced rain. Chrissy, Nadine, Michelle, great analysis there of that avalanche. Now, thanks so much for joining us here on the Weather Network this evening. I'm Rachel Schoutsen, and this is a look at the cloud top. So this gives us an indication of where some weather is happening across the country. And I can tell you right now, in through southern Ontario, we're not seeing too much. And over the next few days, we won't see too much either. As we look into Sunday here, 10 degrees for Toronto, 10 for Windsor. Welcome back to November. This is pretty much where we should be for this time of year. And then we see Timmins at 7, which is above seasonal, Kapuskasing at 8. And sunshine, that's in the forecast through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, overnight in through Thursday. As we look long range here, that's when a Colorado low will come into our region. But for the most part, enjoy the crisp fall weather because that's in the forecast for you. Now, I'll talk about this in a second, but I want to take you into Trenton here. Some people saw this with some lake-enhanced precipitation, and graupel is just that very soft hail. Almost looks like a hailstone, but if you look closely, it almost looks like snow as well. Sort of a weird sort of mix of precipitation. That's what we saw out in Trenton. Now, into the Maritimes. Sunday, the winds will ease. We're still going to see some breezy conditions, though. We could see some wind gusts close to 50 kilometers an hour for the Maritimes. But one thing to note is where's the double digits? They're gone. Yeah, Moncton at 4, Charlottetown 4 for you as well. And we could see some mixing as well into Sydney and some sea effect snow along the western edge of Newfoundland. Now, before I leave you here, I want to show you that long range outlook. High pressure in place, but the next system, the Colorado low, that is going to join forces in through southern Ontario, and that's going to be our next weather maker to end off next week. And thanks to Chris and Claire for that excellent time lapse. And thank you for being here with us this evening. I'm Rachel Schoutsen, and this is a look at your national forecast. We're going coast to coast with your weather story. And we'll start off first in through Ontario, where fall is back in play. Yeah, we're done with the 20s. Single digits coming back into play. 10 degrees for Toronto, so still in the double digits, just barely here. But 10, that's what we can expect into Sunday. The potential for some lake-enhanced rain into places like Barrie, just along the Georgian Bay, southern shores of Huron. We could see that with that northwest wind, but for the most part, it really is just the cool air that's coming into play. That's the story in Huntsville, 6. And we'll see that as well in through southern Quebec as well. We're talking about 4 degrees. That's a daytime high in Quebec City. So if your travels take you there on Sunday, you'll have to dress for it. Now, high pressure is in place, and it's going to remain in place over the next few days, so an abundance of sunshine, that's coming to you in southern Ontario. But as we look at Wednesday and through Thursday, that's our next chance of getting a significant system, a Colorado low, coming into play. Now, I want to take you out in the Atlantic, where we are looking at winter storm warnings up in play for Labrador. We're seeing dangerous winds up through this region, and we're even feeling them along the northern peninsula of Newfoundland as well. As we look ahead into Sunday, the teens are gone from the Maritimes back to the single digits for you. It's going to be 5 degrees on the Avalon, and with some westerly winds here, well, we could see some sea effect snow along the western edge of Newfoundland. Now, let me show you this scene here. I want to show you, see those flurries blowing around there. And places like Jasper, well, you'll be seeing that into Sunday as well. We do have snowfall warnings in place here for the Elbow region of Alberta and places like the Rogers Pass, the Eagle Pass in through BC. This is where we are seeing some treacherous driving conditions. We've seen about 15 centimeters of snow here. So travel through here, not recommended through tonight, and this snow is going to last into tomorrow morning as well. We are going to see the snow levels drop to about 1,400 meters. That's going to be the coolest that we've seen this weekend. So the snow, that is still going to be a story through along the provincial border of Alberta and into BC. Now, as we look ahead here into some of the snow, you can see these, the Rockies, that's where we are going to see the heaviest amounts. Places like Whistler, you also see an additional about 10 centimeters of snow. So good for that snowpack. And by the way, ski season, it's already started in Alberta. Lake Louise is open. That storm cloud there in Australia, it brought in some hail to the region. We also have that video in time lapse, and it's just stunning, a remarkable scene. Now, thanks for being here with us. Suzanne, thanks for the countdown. I now have your national forecast here. Well, we'll take a look at weather right across the country, but I want to start off with this scene here in Ontario. Take a look at this and sending it to us here at the Weather Network. Now, talking about winter snowfall warnings, yeah, those are in place for the Elbow region of Alberta. Places like the Rogers Pass and Eagle Pass along Highway 1, we have seen treacherous driving conditions. About 15 centimeters of snow has fallen here. It's making the skiers happy, but the drivers be aware. And what we are going to see is another low develop overnight, and that's going to track across Alberta and into Saskatchewan. Some snow showers throughout central portions of Saskatchewan. Prince Albert, you won't be getting into this, or Saskatoon. This is going to be much up to the north, but places like Edmonton, some light rain, cold rain through the morning. That's going to be the story. Now, I want to take you and I want to show you our long range pattern here. We are going to see a Colorado low develop. This is going to be snow showers for the southern prairies this week, and then a significant fall system into Ontario. When we saw those winds on Friday, those big damaging winds, the potential to see this again to end off the week. There you have it, the top 5 crazy lightning strikes. No lightning in the forecast across the country this evening, but snowfall warnings in place. We'll tell you where those are coming up. But first, I want to take our story into southern Ontario here. And this is what we're expecting into Sunday. Notice a few of the rain icons here for places like Barrie. That's because we have the northwest wind as this travels over the Great Lakes. Well, this could bring in some lake-enhanced rain. Now, we saw a greater chance of that throughout the day today. That's why we got into some graupel, some soft hail in through southwestern Ontario. But for the most part, high pressure is in place, and we're looking at a nice day. It feels like November. It is November. We're done with those double digits into the 20s. That's what we saw last week. And now that northwesterly wind bringing us back to seasonal. What we're also going to see is Atlantic Canada go back to seasonal as well. Today, beautiful conditions out in the Atlantic. We saw temperatures around 15 degrees for Halifax, and then Sunday, back down to 6. We could even see some sea effect snow as well along the western edge of Newfoundland, and those winds will ease because they are certainly howling tonight along the northern peninsula of Newfoundland, 120 kilometers. That was the wind gust, and blizzard warnings up in play for Labrador. Now, as we look ahead into Sunday here across the west, the rain is going to ease throughout the day for Vancouver. We'll see the heaviest amounts of rain through the morning, and Calgary, you went from 13 to 8. That's going to be your forecast here. Jasper, 2 degrees, and this is where the snowfall warnings are in place, the Elbow region of Alberta, with connecting with us and sending us scenes like that. Now, in terms of the snow here, the snowfall levels, they're actually going to fall throughout the day on Sunday down to about 1,400 meters. So places like Banff and Jasper, you will be getting into the snow. The snow along places like the Rogers Pass and the Eagle Pass, it has been treacherous for travel through these regions. So if you are traveling through here, about 15 centimeters of snow. I agree with you there, Kim. Kim McDonald, our weather queen here at the Weather Network. We're so proud of you, Kim, winning the gold. Now, I want to take you into your weather story here. We're going to focus in first in Ontario, where the weather is going to be fairly nice over the next few days. We're welcoming back November, though. Yeah, getting into the 20s, that is not in the forecast over the next 7 days, the next 14 days, maybe not till maybe spring. Yeah, this is what we're looking at here. Sunday, 10 in Toronto, 7 up in Timmins. We could see some mixing in Moosonee. Now, let me take you into this scene here. It was raining leaves in some areas, like that scene there in Hamilton. Now, as we focus in on your forecast, we do have winds coming out of the northwest, and this is giving us the potential to see some lake-enhanced precipitation. But for the most part, Sunday's a dry day, and we're looking dry until about Thursday. That's our next system coming through, Wednesday overnight in through Thursday. Now, I want to take you out into the Atlantic. One thing that you'll certainly note is the double digits. Where are they? They are gone. Charlottetown at 4. Moncton, same thing for you as well. We're seeing much cooler air come into play after the low. Corner Brook with some westerly winds here. You could see some sea effect snow along the western edge of Newfoundland. Now, I want to take you out into the Pacific. We're looking at a brief ridge of high pressure. So that means Vancouver, you're getting back into the sunshine for the end of Sunday and into Monday. But what we will see is another low, Alaska low here, track down the coast, and that's going to bring in a series of showers for you. Rain for the coast, snow for the mountains, and through the Elbow region of Alberta, this is where we do have snowfall warnings in place. Now, we'll talk about your long-range trends. That's all coming up. The Long Ranger with Chris St. Clair is next. Kim McDonald, I love that. Our weather queen. A huge congrats to Kim. You are an awesome mentor for all of us here at the Weather Network. Now, as we look here at some of the wind gusts, this was a huge story in through southern Ontario on Friday. Winds. Now, the winds, they've certainly eased into today, and tomorrow we're not talking about a big wind story, but what the winds have done is brought in some cooler air. They're coming out of the northwest, and as they do that, the potential for some lake-enhanced rain and some mixing. We saw some graupel in through southwestern Ontario. That is certainly there, but the cooler air, it feels like November. It is November. And as we look at this here Sunday morning, That's a taste of fall, isn't it? 5 degrees for Toronto, 3 in Hamilton and Guelph. And notice these light rain shower icons here over towards Peterborough and Whitby as well. That's picking up on the potential to see some lake-enhanced rain. For the most part, though, it's going to be a dry day. So we look at Sunday morning, Newmarket, it's 4, Mississauga, 4 degrees. Yeah, it's going to be cool as you're walking the dog out on Sunday morning. As we get into the afternoon, though, this is a look at the forecast highs. 10 degrees for Toronto. That's actually 1 degree above seasonal for this time of year. We should be at 9. So just about getting in the double digits here with 10. Enjoy it now. Monday up to 11. And in the 7-day forecast, this is what we're looking at here. Lots of sunshine, but Wednesday overnight and in through Thursday, that's our next system coming through, a Colorado low, and it could bring damaging winds. Now coming up, Chrissy, Nadine, Michelle, thanks so much for the analysis on that very scary avalanche video. Now, thank you for being here with us as well. It is Saturday evening and you're watching the Weather Network. I want to let you know snowfall warnings are in place through Alberta. So if you think the cool down in Ontario is bad, well, it could be worse. That's a softer form of hail, and that was all with those northwesterly winds bringing in some lake-enhanced precipitation. So as we look ahead here into Sunday morning, notice these little rain icons here, Guelph, Newmarket, Barrie, even over towards Belleville and Whitby. That's with the northwesterly wind. We could see some lake-enhanced rain, but for the most part, Sunday, it's going to be a dry day. But cool to start off the morning. Sunday morning, 4 degrees in Mississauga, 4 in Markham as well in Newmarket. So back to 17 degrees. We started off Thursday and Friday morning like that. That is not the case. We've certainly fallen in terms of these temperatures. So here on the model, see the green? That's picking up on some rain. That's all with that lake-enhanced rain. For the most part, though, Sunday's going to be a dry day. As we look at the afternoon here, 10 degrees in Toronto. 10 is pretty good. I know it feels cold. It's a little shock to our system. We're not used to this, but 10 degrees is actually 1 degree above seasonal for this time of year. So let's fast forward into Monday. 2 degrees above seasonal at 11 for Toronto. Winds are to 12. Lots of sunshine is coming into play in the forecast. We have high pressure in place. The circulation here is bringing in some mild temperatures, some air from the south. So far the week is looking pretty good. What we are going to watch is to end off the week, Wednesday overnight into Thursday, Colorado low comes through, and the damaging winds we saw Friday, that could be on repeat. Special programming tonight here on the Weather Network with these guys, our storm hunters. But first, give me 30 seconds. Let's talk about our weather right across the country. Rain easing for Vancouver. Snowfall warnings throughout the Elbow region of Alberta. Dangerous travel along the Rogers Pass here. We've seen about 15 centimeters of snow. We are going to see a clear and a warmer day across the prairies into Sunday. And Ontario, high pressure in place, but it feels like November. That above seasonal party into the 20s, that is well over now. And we're still watching winter storm warnings in place up in Labrador associated with this low, and it's going to be a cooler day in the Maritimes Sunday. And the end of Too Close for Comfort is up in 30 seconds here with our storm hunters. But let's talk weather for Sunday right across the country. We are going to see the rain ease off for Vancouver. Monday will be a nice day, but we are going to see a trough continue to dig along the BC south coast, and that's going to be bringing in some cooler conditions. Speaking of cool, it's snowing through the Elbow region of Alberta, and that's where we do have snowfall warnings in place. Today, Calgary was 13 degrees. Tomorrow, down to 8. Edmonton at 2. You could see some rain into Sunday morning. And Ontario, watching out for those northwest winds bringing in some lake-enhanced rain.